Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I'm going to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Bakar HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach in that Ruel today. And salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Shalom. So basically, I'm just gonna do a quick video straight to the point, doing a response, okay, lately, okay, or throughout the day, okay, or recently, brothers start with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, okay, has been getting on, doing videos, okay, when it comes to the response of this individual, Chief Ephraim, okay, as you can see, okay, I have this video queued up, okay, off the beloved elder Karat the Zatbar, okay, from the GMS Baltimore branch, okay, and you can see the channel, his channel, Biblical Defenders, okay, and he gave the title, Chief Ephraim says, since other nations moving different, then how can the M.O.T.B be a CHIPE, okay, and I'm gonna play it, of course, okay, but just when it comes to this individual Chief Ephraim, okay, which he's an Israelite, okay, but he don't know the full doctrine, okay, the understanding of the scriptures, okay, in numerous times it shows, in case, just as in this case, as when it comes to the scriptures, speaking of the M.O.T.B, okay, and eventually, man, it's gonna come to the point that when it comes to the RFID micro, okay, the M.O.T.B for what it really is, as soon as it's going to be manifest, man, okay, and all these Israelites, okay, because not just Chief Ephraim, okay, having don't believe that the RFID micro is is not the mark of the beast, okay, but you got IUIC, okay, ISUPK, WFI, okay, Sons of Thunder, okay, a handful of camps, okay, but let it be known first, when it comes to the prophecy of Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, which is the RFID microchip, okay, the mark of the beast, for what it truly is, okay, let it be known, when the RFID micro is implemented, okay, through the beast system, okay, through Esau Edom, okay, these elites, let it be known, the men of Great Millstone always been at the forefront of prophesying of the RFID micro being implemented, man, okay, and stand to the scriptures, okay, the scriptures, man, okay. So let me go ahead and play this video. Like I said, it'll be a quick video, my response, okay. And like I said, the question that Chief Ephraim asked about the M.O.T.B show you that he's clueless, okay, he's not watching, okay, when it comes to the society and how everything is moving toward a cashless society, digital currencies, okay, more biometric surveillance, okay, even if he an Israelite, okay, but he blind to the fact when it comes to prophecies, okay, even he's ignorant, okay, or he might be just paid off, man, because you got a lot of sellouts amongst Israel too that mislead their congregation, okay, because he's one of the individuals that's all in it for clout, okay, when it comes to this whole Israelite trend, okay, as our people see it, as majority of our people, okay, all in it for be seen of men, being on different platforms, okay, and being lofty, having these lofty titles, or being put on a pedestal, okay. And you got a lot of individuals amongst Israel in that mind frame, okay. But let me go ahead and play it.
Shalom. Hey, I got the $1 million question, right? For those that claim the mark of the beast is a microchip, right? With everything going on in the earth, who's going to implement the mark of the beast? What nation is going to implement the mark of the beast? Because if you say it's all white people, you got to be specific, because obviously Russia is not doing what America is doing. China is not doing what America is doing. Iran is definitely not doing what America is doing. What nations or what white nation is going to implement the mark of the beast? Because if you say it's America, then obviously it ain't going to be the whole world. So this is where the doctrine kind of falls very short. It just it takes a deep dive very short. If the mark of the beast is going to be a worldwide thing and you can't eat, right, and drink and buy and sell, right, all of this stuff with a physical chip, the $1 million question is, who's going to implement it? And I'm going to leave y'all with that.
I'm going to give all the praises in the
Okay, so you know that's the elder, okay, Karat the Zatbar, okay, from the GMS Baltimore branch, okay. But I'm gonna play it over again, you know, and expound on it, okay, and make some points, okay, reacting to what he been saying, okay, because it's show you more and more he's clueless, man, okay, the times that we're in, okay, making mention that, you know, if the M.O.T.B is going to be implemented, and if it's only whites, okay, what about the other nations? Because, you know, the Russians, okay, which the Russians, they're so-called whites, okay, they're Edomites, okay, as well. Okay, we know the Chinese or the Moabites today, okay, that's in power as well, okay, up under Esau, Edom, okay, and the rest of these heathen nations, okay, as well. You know, he made mention of Iran, okay, but all these nations are moving towards a cashless society, okay, China being an example, okay, when it comes to their surveillance, their biometric, okay, you got the M.O.T.B being presented over there, okay. Hey, just do your research. Look up various countries, okay, that have the RFID micro technology, okay. The European system, okay. Starting more and more over here in America, okay. And it's going to be a worldwide thing, okay, when it comes to these elites, okay, Esau, Edom, and those that's in, when it comes to these heathen nations that's in power with them as well. They're forging, right along with pushing a cashless society, okay. And Russia is moving towards that, okay. China, okay, because everything moving towards the prophecy of Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, okay. But you have to have the eyesight to see it, okay, when it comes to the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, okay. And you hear the talks of more and more CBDCs, okay. But let me go ahead and play it over again.
to Yahweh Bahash.
Obviously, Russia. Shalom. Hey, I got the $1 million question, right? For those that claim the mark of the beast is a microchip, right? With everything going on in the earth, who's going to implement the mark of the beast? What nation is going to implement the mark of the beast?
He said, what nation? Okay, if you yeah, especially you know, calling yourself a chief or a leader, a Bible teacher or a prophet amongst the Israelites, okay, you come to the understanding today, okay, that the Edomites are in power today, okay, once again, the so-called white race, okay, but chiefly, mainly these elites, man, okay, we ain't talking about the average so-called white person or Edomite or Esau, Edom, okay, because they're gonna have to be presented, okay, to take that RFID micro, okay, all these heathen nations, but it's talking about the ones that's in power, They're chiefly in power, and they're starting with the elites of Esau, Edom, okay, and heathen nations that's in league with them, okay, when it comes to these superpowers, man, okay, that's going to come up under their banner when it comes to the NWO, okay. You see these nations that gather together for the, these different summits, okay, when it comes to the, the G20, G7, okay, Bilgenberg, okay, the WEF, okay, the WH, and all that's gonna be tired of coming around, okay, or ties around, okay, as they pushing their agenda, okay, to bring order out of chaos, okay, and to lead to eventually bringing a digital system, okay, a cashless society. That's why you're seeing the dollar being obsolete, okay, and starting over here with America, okay, because all these countries done took hold to America dollar, which is nothing but debt. And once America crashed this system, okay, all systems gonna crash, man. Okay, the next form is gonna be a digital payment, okay, or a digital currency, okay. Like I say, coming with more surveillance, biometric, okay. And so just as simple when it comes to the beast system, okay. Because first of all, when it comes to the mark of the beast, okay, it's gonna be a beast system or a beast in the form of when it comes to Esau, Edom, and these elites, okay, through their system, okay, which is the image of the beast. When it comes to the NWO, what they want to roll out, okay, the legislations, the executive orders, okay, and when it comes to the mark, it's going to be their physical device that they want to plant through their technology. That's why you're seeing more about AI, okay. Lately, brothers doing videos or putting up videos or making mention of the company um, Planeteer, okay. So and you got the talks of implants in the brains, okay, with the whole Neuralink, okay. Like I say, then you got the Planeteer, okay, dealing with more and more surveillance technology, okay. All that's gonna center around that M.O.T.B, which is the RFID micro, man, okay. And it start with Esau, Edom, mainly these elites, man, okay, and the ones that's in power with them, okay, that doing the bidding, okay, of Esau, Edom, when it comes to forging this NWO, man, okay.
Because if you say it's all white people, you got to be specific. Because obviously, Russia is not doing what America is doing. China is not doing what America is doing. Iran is definitely not doing what America is doing.
You see, but the thing, those nations they mention, Russia, okay, China, Iran, even though they ditching the dollar, okay, but they have agendas when it comes to their economies to come with a digital currency. Okay, they got CBDCs linked, to their economy format. Okay, so once again, man, it's the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai had to show you these things, and through the true men that Yahweh Shema Shai set up. Okay, when it comes to the men of Great Millstone. Okay, but to say a lot of these individuals amongst Israel, okay, a lot of them just want to be comfortable here, man. Okay, a lot of these Israelites, man, these false prophets, okay, they just know they Israel and that's it. It's all about prosperity. It's all about being comfortable here in America. It's all about, self-gain, okay, be seeing the man, like I say, because, because when it comes to the RFID micro, okay, who they hear speak on it the most? The men of Great Millstone and the brethren on down. That's truly teaching. Okay, and we teach that once it's implemented, those of our people that take it, when it comes to Revelation chapter 14, verse 9, it is going to be destroyed by the way of thermonuclear fire. Okay, at the peak of the Third World War. Okay, during the time of who the world called Christ, Yahweh Shai's second coming. Okay, because this place America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire, man. Okay, and you simple Negro, Latino, Native Americans, even those that know they Israelites, okay, and that not talking about the RFID micro, okay, being the mark of the beast, okay, and you go to take it, or teach your congregation it's okay to take it, okay, they're gonna be on them, okay, and they're gonna have a one-way trip to nuclear missiles, man, okay, and in due time, man, the Lord gonna show, okay, and I say it humbly, but boldness as well, because we starting to see the format of the mark of the beast being set up, man. Okay, so prophecy showing more and more. So in due time, man, they're gonna know. Okay, and like Elder Apostle Tahar always be making mention, and once that RFID microchip being implemented and mandated, okay, and a lot of these camps, okay, it's gonna be a game changer for them. Okay.
What nations or what white nation is going to implement the mark of the beast? Because if you say it's America, then obviously it ain't going to be the whole world. So this is where the doctrine kind of falls very short. It just...
See, it ain't gonna just only be America. Okay, America will be the head of it. Okay, because America is the beacon of all the kingdoms right now, or all nations right now. They're doing the bidding of these elites. Okay, when it comes to these central bankers. Okay, but you got all these nations, these superpowers. Okay, that's being on, that's getting aboard until the bringing a digital system, because it's more easier and more convenience. It's more surveillance. Okay, when it comes to digital credit-based systems, certain income, AI technology, to detect everything. Okay, so it just ain't gonna be here only in America. Okay, but worldwide, man. Okay, as the scripture say, He causes all. Okay, and that's starting with these elites and those that's in power with them. Okay, but America just gonna be the forefront. Okay, especially when this place crash, man. Okay.
It takes a deep dive, very short. If the mark of the beast is going to be a worldwide thing and you can't eat, right, and drink and buy and sell, right, all of this stuff with a physical chip, the $1 million question is, who's going to implement it? And I'm going to leave y'all with that.
And so he said, who's going to implement it? Like I said, he even take a pay cut, or he just lost, man. Okay, because you don't know about the elites of Esau, Edom at this time, the luminary ones that call themselves, the Illuminati. Okay, these central bankers is going to be the one that push the RFID micro and pushing all these agendas that's involving all these genders leading to the NWO. When it comes to total control, man, you just lost, man. Okay, he probably one of the ones don't think about the elites ruling. Okay, that's in control at this time. Okay, but let me go ahead and get into the scriptures, man. Okay, and like I said, a lot of these individuals amongst Israel, okay, that claim that they teaching the truth, okay, or self-proclaim that they prophets, okay, a lot of them are false prophets, and a lot of them just use that title or call them or put that title upon themselves, like I said, just for money, okay, or just for clout, okay, just to be seen, man. Okay, now you got social media and everything. Okay, a lot of these leaders are amongst Israel like to go on these platforms and holding interviews, doing interviews, okay, trying to do fundraising. Okay, Chief Ephraim about 2 years ago, a year ago, okay, with the whole incident with WFI getting into it with those protesters, okay, from here in America, the Palestinian protesting, had a little clash with them, and Chief Ephraim been the first one talking about some, hey, let's gather together. We're gonna gather together at Israel, then Israelite camps unite. Let's go down there and march again, and this time let's bring archery, okay, or weapons, So he, like I said, he just in it for the clout, man. Okay, and when it comes to the scriptures, they don't have no understanding. Or when it comes to prophecies, I say they don't have no understanding. They might know here and there when it comes to knowing, a little bit of the scriptures. But how about Shema Shai? Okay, through the spirit of Paul, that was Paul say, through the spirit you have an unction, which mean calling, to know all things, man. Okay, so you got certain Israelites know they Israel, but when it comes to prophecies, okay, a lot of them don't acknowledge that or have the understanding of it of the times that we're in. Okay, and when it comes to one of the key prophecies or end time prophecy at this time, as we're on the verge, is the RFID microchip being the mark of the beast, man. Okay, and we're getting that close to it being implemented. Okay, but this is Isaiah chapter 56, verse 10. His watchmen are blind, they are all ignorant, they are all dumb dogs. They are watchmen. Okay, is another way of saying a prophet. Okay, and they say they are all ignorant, they are all dumb dogs. Yeah, because a dog is used, okay, for protection. Okay, to bark. Okay, to give warning. Okay, so when it said they are all dumb dogs, going into the word dumb there, meaning not speaking. Okay, not giving that warning. Okay, and we're giving that warning when it comes to the true men of Yahweh Shema Shai, us or the hopeful elect. Okay, and mainly start with the men of Great Millstone and the brethren on down that's truly teaching. And we're giving that warning in this case when it comes to the RFID microchip being the mark of the beast and not the ticket. Because I told you about the judgment according to Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. Okay, and it says they are all dumb dogs that cannot bark. And a lot of these Israelite camps start with their heads, they're not barking, they're not giving that warning. Okay, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Yeah, meaning that they being comfortable here. Okay, like I said, they love their position, they love their title, their accolades. Okay, their money, their wealth. Okay, their monetary gain. Okay, of course. So if the RFID micro replace the physical dollar, and for you to keep all those luxury things, okay, you're gonna have to take it. Okay, so that's why you can see a lot of these camps start with their heads saying that now the RFID micro is not the mark of the beast. Okay, but that's gonna lead to them having blood upon them on their hands, man. When it comes to their congregation and their following. Okay, for those that being misled and to go to take it. Okay, which are all over the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. Because the Lord is only looking for the elect anyway, the 144,000 and 1/3. And when it comes to the elect of the nation of Israel, okay, the elect is not going to take that RFID micro, okay? And salvation that's going to lead to Yahweh Shema Shai eventually delivering the elect, okay? But when it comes to the 2/3, okay, most definitely, majority of people going to take that RFID micro, okay? And you got Israelite leaders misleading their congregation, okay? Yeah, that's going to be upon them. And it says, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber. Yea, they are greedy dogs which can never have enough. They are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, even one for his gain from his quarter. Yeah, so it's all about prosperity to a lot of these false Israelite leaders, man. Okay, or those that got a certain position, okay, to try to reach Israel, okay, but misleading their congregation, man. Okay, it's all about self-gain, clout, okay, to be seen of men, okay, and at the same time thinking, being puffed up, being so prideful, okay, to the point they on making stupid statements, okay, or saying madness, teaching all type of madness, okay, and still trying to justify themselves that they men of the Lord, okay, but us that's in the faith, okay, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, okay, that had us understanding, we clearly see how they're moving, okay, and that the Lord ain't dealing with them. And like I said, a lot of these Israelite camps as well, they don't sold out, man, okay. And it says, verse 12, come ye, say they, I will fetch wine, we will fill ourselves with strong drink, and tomorrow shall be as this day, and much more abundant. Yeah, because a lot of these Israelites, okay, they don't want to see this place go down, okay. They want to be Israelites in a westernized mind frame, okay. They want to be Americanized Israelites. They just want to be here in America, okay. You got Israelites, okay, talking about building an Israelite community here in America, okay. A lot of these Israelite camps don't teach about Jacob's trouble, the coming the time of martial law, detention centers, it'll RFID micro, okay. It'll coming of famine, okay, pestilence, okay, the Lord judgment. Ultimately, this place is being destroyed by thermonuclear fire, okay. They trying to build the kingdom of Israel within here physically, okay, and thinking this place gonna prolong here forever, man, okay. Hey, now Yahweh Shema Shah come back to destroy this place and delivering the elect. And eventually our kingdom is going to be set up, okay, once Yahweh Shah established or bring deliverance, okay? So that's it on that. Let me get this. This is Matthew chapter 15, verse 14. Let them alone. They be blind, leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall in the ditch. Okay, and that's simple. Okay, so you got the false prophets amongst Israel. They're misleading the congregation. And those that take heed to them, okay, they both going to fall in the ditch, okay, leading to them being blind, man. Okay, not understanding the times that we're in, especially coming to the time of the RFID micro being implemented, okay. Like I said, you got a lot of false Israelite camps that misleading the congregation when it comes to the RFID micro not being the mark of the beast. And those that take it, like I said, they're going to be destroyed, man. Okay? But ain't going to be no excuse. Because Yahweh Shema Shah has set up the true men, okay, to forewarn them, okay, about the RFID micro, okay, and the consequences of taking it, man, or the punishment, okay? So if they want to continue on to follow these false prophets, okay, and come against the truth, come against the true man of Yahweh Shema Shah, okay, with they scoffing and scorning, okay, or they $1,000,000 questions, okay, yeah, let them alone, okay. Okay, I'm in off with this. Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 5. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet they shall know that there have been a prophet among them. So it's going to be eventually known, okay, that the prophets of Yahweh Shema Shai, the true prophets, have been among them, man. Okay, especially giving them the warning about the RFID microchip and the times that we're headed into, okay, and the consequences or the, like I say, the punishment of taking that RFID micro. Okay, so whether they hear or forbear, man. Okay, and it start with these phony Israelite leaders, okay, and those that follow them. Okay, so like I say, ain't gonna be no excuse, man. That Yahweh Shema Shah has set up the men, the true men of Yahweh Shema Shah has been set up to teach, man. Okay, start with the men of Great Millstone and the brother on down, man. Okay, and so they're gonna know a prophet had been among them. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and end the lesson here, and I pray that the lesson will edify. Till next time, Lord willing. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.